This is the MeteoMark Weather Show. Let's take a look at some viewers sent in photos. We first start off with Ashton Ballou, hopefully I'm pronouncing your last name correctly, from Virginia Beach. This was about a month ago, capturing a very nice red tree here. You can see this nice green grass against a slightly overcast sky and red leaves. This is the perfect recipe for a fall foliage photo shot. And as I said, it's always best to take fall foliage shots when you have a slightly overcast or cloudy sky, because the sunlight tends to scatter the light a bit more. It tends to wash the colors out. As you can see, Ashton captured this perfectly. And as we scroll through the photos here, we got some really nice colors here, reds, oranges, and yellows. Even some photos here where the leaves fell to the ground. And as you can see here, across much of the area, still a very nice green grass. Much of the east has been benefited from a very nice lush yards, as we've had slightly above average precipitation. But as you can see, that helped in the Virginia area, North Carolina area with the fall foliage. Got the right amount of precipitation, right amount of sunlight, right amount of cold nights to get these really nice leaf fall foliage. And very nice it was. And I want to thank Ashton for sending these in. You can see as we scroll through these photos for more, you get some really nice color out of these. And a lot of these fell onto the ground, and of course, most of them, if not all of them, are on the ground by now. But this was, like I said, about a month ago, and would have been the middle to latter portion of October. So very nice photos for that matter. And this shows that the best fall color doesn't have to be in the northern states. It can be in the southern states as well. Perfect recipe comes together. So thank you, Ashton, for sending these photos in. They're simply breathtaking, and pictures are worth 1,000 words, especially with these kind of colors. Nice shots, and as I always said, an overcast sky is the best sky to take fall foliage. Brings out that nice color. Look at that green grass. It's just really nice. Puts a finishing touches on some nice fall foliage. So let's get right into Linden, Texas here, where Lucas sent in some photos. His sister Cortaney here took a nice snapshot. It looks like there's a bird hiding here in the foliage. As we scroll through these, his brother Giddeon here actually captured here. It looks like a panoramic shot, almost looking upward through the forest. You can see the forest trees pushing upwards. This looks skyward here, and he's hinting that there's some hints of some fall color coming through on the leaves, some tinges around the leaves. So there's some hints that fall is in the air now in Linden, and I want to make certain there's some really cold air heading towards the Linden, Texas area, especially west of Linden, where I'll show you where a massive ice storm could be shaping up. We continue to scroll through these photos here, and you got some really nice shots here. Nice foliage here, nice sky shots, these nice puffy cloud patterns here. And as we get into some of the latter portions of the shots here, we get into some moon shots. Almost looks like full moons here. And we're going to end it with a really nice sunset photo. So I want to thank Lucas, Cortaney, and Giddeon for these photos. And of course, Ashton Ballou, hopefully I'm pronouncing your last name correctly, is actually from Virginia Beach. I want to thank all of you for sending your nice photos in on the end of this week here. So let's take a look at precipitation totals. Highest totals here will be from Texas to the Carolinas, and that will be in the 3 to 5 inch range. Back in Texas, a lot of this liquid is unfortunately going to be in the form of ice. Let's take a look at that ice storm scenario here, diving down south into Texas. That's where we got that cold air. That cold air is going to plunge southward on Saturday and Sunday, and we're going to see overrunning moisture. We're going to see that warm front here across northern Mexico, just south of the Rio Grande, and we're going to see that moisture coming off the Gulf, and it's going to be the perfect recipe from Lubbock to Amarillo, just west of San Antonio, northwest suburbs and western suburbs of Dallas-Fort Worth. These are the areas that are really going to get hammered with a good ice storm. Now, nobody ever said an ice storm was good, but what I mean by that is a very significant ice storm on the order of 0.25 to 0.45 inches of ice And some of those areas could even get slightly higher, locally higher amounts. So we're going to watch for that scenario. That's going to be a prolonged icing event through Sunday and maybe into Sunday night and Monday morning as well. So there could be some cancellations on Monday morning in central and western and northern Texas, especially the Panhandle southward towards Lubbock. So getting into the pattern here for the Great Lakes on Saturday night and Sunday. This is where we're going to see a lake effect outbreak, especially for upstate New York. Lake Ontario is going to open up the most here, where we could see Cortland from Rochester, Syracuse, Oswego, portions of eastern Buffalo, south of Buffalo, those areas, Chautauqua County, those areas, heading on into northeastern Pennsylvania. Get those streamers coming off the lake. And this is where we could get a general 2 to 4 inches of snow accumulation with locally higher amounts to 3 to 6, 4 to 8 towards the Syracuse metro area. So, getting on into the forecast for Thanksgiving week. Now, models have pushed forward the storm acceleration here. This is the battle of the models continued. Battle of the models meaning the Euro ECMWF versus the GFS. What does today's model run heading on into the weekend look like? Well, if we bring up those, the GFS is still slightly off the coast, a little bit further, just slightly further west than it was the previous couple days. And as you can see, it spreads precipitation into the Virginias, the southern states, and of course, southeastern New England. And light snows, probably Poconos, Catskills, maybe as far west as the Susquehanna River Valley. Now, we get into the Euro. The Euro is a little bit further east than yesterday, pushing most of the accumulating snows across much of the portions of the I-95 corridor through the Poconos, Catskills, and maybe as far west, significant accumulations, possibly as far west as the Susquehanna region of New York, Pennsylvania, and then heading on into central northern New England. Eastern, southeastern New England will see the rain, and of course New Jersey, eastern New Jersey, anywhere from I-95 eastward, rain, it looks like with the Euro. But the Euro has trended further east with that, so that forecast from the last couple days could be quite in jeopardy of breaking there. So that's what we got looking for the Euro. It is a little bit further east than previous days. What I'm thinking is simply this. The low will start somewhere just south of New Orleans, head up across the coastline, North Carolina, and then we'll move off the coast. Now, it won't move so far off the coast that it has so little impact, but starting Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday night, it will start to spread precipitation, mixed precipitation across Virginia, eastern Maryland, southeastern Pennsylvania, and New Jersey. Along the coast, we could see that rain and snow mixture, depending on exactly what the temperature profiles look like. Heading on up to the Susquehanna region of New York, Pennsylvania, we could see some periods of light snow and flurries, maybe up to 1 to 2 inches possibly. And then heading up into New England, from Boston to Worcester, down to Springfield, Hartford areas, that's where we could see the accumulations of maybe an additional 1 to 2 inches, but mainly mixed with some rain and periods of wet snow. So at this time, it's not looking like a blockbuster, but as I said, these models are quite flip-flopping. So this is what I have, of course. And the yellows, that's rain and snow. The oranges, that's icy, sleet, freezing rain. We're going to see more yellows than anything with this system with the rain and snow mix, depending on the temperature profiles. So that's pretty much it. That's what I'm thinking for the Thanksgiving storm. At this time, don't forget to like me on Facebook at MeteoMark, subscribe to me on YouTube at MeteoMark.com. Here's a 5-day outlook for my hometown viewers from the Susquehanna region of New York to the Susquehanna region of Northeast Pennsylvania. We're heading on into the weekend here. This is through your weekend. Things get really interesting, I'm going to say, on Sunday here. Take a look at this. Saturday night through Sunday morning, this is where much of the Broome, Tioga, Cortland County areas heading southward to Susquehanna, Bradford, and portions of the northern Pocono area could see the 2 to 4 inch accumulations. Mostly a widespread 1 to 3 inch with those lake effect snow bands, but up to 2 to 4 inches, especially on those hilltops. So look for that. You might have if you work Sunday, you might have a snowy commute heading in areas of blowing and drifting snow. Beware, and we might not even make it to 20 on Sunday. Very windy, chilly, and cold. A very good day to stay inside. Heading on into the rest of your new work week, if we look, we got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, just looking quite chilly and cold. We start to warm things up, and it's by that Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday time frame we start to get into that big question mark. Exactly how much that outer fringe of light snow could affect us from that system, that coastal low developing to the southeast. At this time it does not look major, but as I said, we could get light snow and flurries, which could accumulate to something on the order of 1 to 2 inches. That's going to do it here at MeteoMark.